Welcome back. So, in our Selenium with Python series, today we are going to see something that we will be advancing our Selenium with Python page object model framework. So, we'll see how we can use the test data to fetch the details and then do the automation or verify something. So, we have seen how we can get the data from a py file, and then we have seen a basic what you call structure or the feasibilities of Python library, that is OpenPyXL, to fetch all the details like Excel sheet details, like the rows, columns, and multiple data also how to fetch. Now the same concept which we learned in our previous session, we want to utilize that into our page object model framework. Okay, I think for that reason actually we have kind of understood, right, about the Excel sheet. So now we will create a scenario where we will fetch few of the details from the Excel sheet, and then we will be comparing against the what do you call the application data or application features, whatever it is there. Okay, so do subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't, and stay tuned with us because we will be seeing some more interesting topic. So yeah, let's get started with the today's topic. So just to recap, as you can see, OpenPyXL, we are loading an workbook and then we are kind of getting the sheet details, and it was a flat what do you call code, right? Like we were taking some raw no methods, nothing was there. It was just flat coding only. But we cannot use the same concept actually in our page object model, because we have to create utility methods actually to what do you call to read the data whenever we need actually. Okay, into our test cases. Now just to talk about like the scenario that we are going to automate is this home page actually. Like first what we will be doing, we will be logging into this application, and then we will kind of verify that these options actually. As you can see here, this is a drop down which is having actually four options. Now based on these selections, like if you see here, price low to high, when I'm changing, you can see the data got changed. Now this item is coming with a different value, so the first item is changing. It's not exactly first item, it's basically sorting like low to high based on this price. The same thing alphabetical order from G to A, you can see it's coming the last alphabetic, and then as per that it is coming descending order. Now the same thing we will be verifying. So at this moment we will try to recreate the scenario where we will be selecting one of the option from this drop down and then verifying the first item. Okay, because there would be, now it is a demo site where I have only six items, but in real time you might have like lot of products, right? So it is very difficult to fetch all the details. So either you can take this first screen, whatever items are coming, whether it is sorting out properly or not. I'm not going to what do you call discuss that deep actually here. I will just verify the first item actually. Now the thing is that if I want to verify all these four options, I need to hard code actually in my code, which I don't want actually, because see today it is like if I go to this low to high, the item is $7.99, but tomorrow it might change to something, right? So it is very difficult always to come to your code and change the data so that to compare that. So it's better option to have all these details into an Excel sheet and fetch the data from there. Okay, so just to make you more understanding, let me first open the Excel sheet from this project. I already created the test data, so let me just show you that. Me pull this data. So as you can see, let me expand this one as well. So here you can see based on the selection, the first item values I have already kept it here actually, or like this. Now my job is to like fetch these details, like loop over all these things, and then select based on this text from the application and verify the first item name and item price. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do for this entire test data. I've created a sheet that is broad sort. You can give any name. So, okay, fine. So now we are going to do two things actually. One is we have to create a utility method for this Excel sheet so that any of the test case or the page object models, they will be utilizing this particular Excel sheet, because every time I don't want to kind of load and then get the C details and everything. Let's do one thing first. Let me create a test case first. That will make us easy to understand. So I have actually this one. So before, actually in our previous session we have added this particular test products, right, where we were basically checking the cart count actually here, like whether you add something and then subtract something, then the cart count will be increasing. So here I will say test products cart count. That is what we were doing actually. Let me make it as lowercase. Now here I will be adding another test case, and I will say test, and then I will say product sort, sorting or something, sorting. Okay, now this is what we are going to see. Okay, so first thing is that I have to do this much thing at the beginning. See, the reason why I'm not making these things, I mean, we have different ways actually. We can directly do this login and then wait for the product here itself in the contest, but intentionally I'm repeating actually the same statement because this is a demo site where I have fixed username and password, but in reality, you might be what you call created different accounts for different types of test cases. I mean, that's what we do normally. So to make the test cases independent, sometimes we kind of don't want to use the same account for all of our test cases. So at that time, like let's say that for this particular test case you might want to have different account, actually different username password. For this particular test case you might want to have different username and password, because different accounts will have different settings, so that as per that you can test varieties of what do you call your functionalities. So for that reason only I'm just making it as what you call repeating in all of the test cases. Fine. Okay, now login is done. Now after this login, what I'm going to do, so the first thing is that I need to first identify this drop down actually. So if I go here, this drop down I need to identify. Okay, let's see, in our previous session did we do that? Let me just quickly go to this homepage.py file, and I think we did not do that. So let me just mouse over and then go to inspect, and here let me just maximize this one. Okay, and like as I was telling, I'm more relying on this selector sub because I don't want to try to every time the XPath or CSS selector. But I would suggest if you're a beginner, better to use like your own way of XPath and CSS selector. Once you are confident enough, then you use this XPath, what do you call, or the selectors hub. Okay, so let's first inspect this one. Okay, so here you can see it is already giving me that. Okay, so this is one, or else even I can use different, I mean any of the XPath that you feel which is to identify this particular drop down, you can use that. So at this moment I'm going to use the CSS selector, because if you see, this is the class actually product underscore sort container, so that is what I'm going to use it here. So for this what I will be doing, and you can see it is a select what you call tag actually, so that is what it determines that it is a drop down. So here I will be saying sort underscore selector, so that is the name of that particular drop down I'm giving, and then here I will give by dot css selector. I always try myself to create more and more css selectors rather than xpath, but yes, there are certain scenarios where you cannot use the xpath or id. So I mean you cannot use the css selector, so you are free to use any of the locator strategies that you can there. Okay, fine. Now you can see here my what do you call select tag is ready. Now two things I need actually to perform our what do you call, or to verify that this first item, because I need to verify, right, like whatever the selection I'm doing here, I need to verify the first item name. Okay, so if you see, we have already seen this concept actually before. If you see, this is something we were using, right, like the first item or any item that we need. So as you can see, remove first item, so this is where actually we were identifying this add to cart. If I do like this, then remove button we were clicking. So we were using the inventory item. Inventory item means it is like basically referring to each section of this. Under that we are going to the nth child. Nth child means if I'm making it as 1, then it will be the first item. Okay, then whatever that, or like if I want to go to this text, then I can do that. So let me just copy paste till this much, then you will get to know. And then here let me just put it like this, nth child, you can see it is always referring to the first item. Okay, now in this what I want to get it, you can see if I'm making this one, let's see this one actually, this particular item. What is this one? Inventory item name actually. So what I will do here, I will copy this one, this class actually. Now this is a CSS selector, right? So I will put a dot, and you can see it is referring to this particular item because I want to verify the item name and then the price also. Now for this price, how can I do? If you see into this, not description, I think price bar, you can see it is the item price. Means if this name I will be changing to price, then it will verify, it will identify this price. So can I copy this one and then go to my code, and here I will say like first item, I'm just making one name, first item name, okay, equal to, I will say by CSS selector, oops, CSS selector, comma, and then I will put like this, and this is my not price actually, this is name. So this always refers to the first item. Okay, like that I will be doing the same thing. Let me copy this entire thing, and then I will say instead of name I will make it as price. So fine, all my locators are ready now. I believe like these are the three things I need. Okay, now what is the thing? So I need to create a utility method for the Excel sheet. But before to that, I need to make another utility method actually to select some value actually, because every time I don't want to do. See, how do we select a particular item? Like I will create like this, and I will say select item, let's say that I'm making like this. And then how do I select? So I will create a variable, we have already learned this one, right? I will say select, and then here I will be identifying that item, like which item, this item identifying. Okay, we always know, right? Under this select, I need to find out this item. This is basically by locator, but we do like this driver dot find element. I'm just writing. This is not the appropriate syntax, but we do like this actually. Okay. Now after this, we will be saying select dot select by value by index, whatever it is that we want to select it. Now think about this actually. Every time I want to do this one, which I don't want actually, why not we can write a utility method actually in our base page, so that the same thing we can use throughout our what do you call test case actually, not just this page only. That is what I'm going to do that. So first let's go to this base page and create a new method, and here I will say select, maybe I can give any name that I need, probably I will say like this select underscore, I will say by text. Okay, by text. Oops, by text, and here I will be accepting the by locator, which I will be what do you call putting inside a select, and then the value actually, value or option, whatever you feel. Here what I need to do, the same thing which I told, select equal to, and under this I need to put the element. See, this is the by locator, this is not the element, don't get confusion between this by locator I need to create a element out of this by locator. So for this I will do another what do you call method, and here I will say get element, because I always say any utility I want to make, anything that I want to repeat, I will be doing a method on that. So self dot, can I do like this actually? If you see here, this is basically helping me to identify an element, right? That's how we were doing. Instead of driver dot find element, we normally used to do this way actually, to send keys, to click all these things. So I will be writing the same thing here. And for EC, okay, it should be wait underscore, I mean wait dot until, actually wait dot until, and inside this I will be writing this one. Fine. Okay, and here I will be accepting the by locator. It's just I'm doing a nested one by one method so that I can utilize that instead of repeating. Now get element is done. Now what I can do, this by locator, can I pass to this get element means instead of identifying the element here, can I write like this self dot get element, and here I will be putting that by locator. Fine. Now you get the connection. How am I doing that? Fine. Why is it throwing error? Okay, let's import this name and it should be from this support select. Okay. Now once I'm done with that, then I can use this variable and then it will give me so many options actually. Maybe always we tend to take the visibility text. So here I will put that option actually, whichever we are getting from here. Fine. Now you got the connection, right? Why I'm writing these two methods. Now what I will do in the home page, instead of all these things, can I do like this? Now here in this select item, I need to just send the option actually. Okay, here basically if you see for this home page, what is that we want actually? We want to take this sort selector and then some option. Now here I can do like this actually. So I will say by locator comma, I will say the option that I want to send it. Now here what I will do, so I won't be calling actually this by here select equal to new select and all those things. I will just call that, see this one I will just call. Fine. And under this I will be passing this one actually here. That's it. Only these two things I need. Now when I will be calling this one, it will be talking here all these things by locator and option. Now you might say like these two parameters are basically same as a home page only, but the thing is that I am reducing this line of code, identifying the element and select equal to select. I don't want to do every time. So whenever you want to select something, you just need to call this particular method only. Fine, that much. Even what I can do, for this home page, there is only one item only. Like if you see, there is only one drop down only. Even I can avoid this one also, because the thing is that I don't want to do here, but directly what I will do instead of this by locator, I will send this one actually sort selector. I know already, right? For this home page I have only one drop down is there, so I won't be accepting anything. Now whatever in the test case I want to write in this, I will be directly saying select item and then whatever the option from here. I'm just reducing one level of parameters here. Fine. Okay. So I am done with my select utility method and then this first item name and price. So my code is ready actually. Now the thing is that let's move to the Excel sheet utility method creating. So for this, what I will do, the first thing what I am going to do, I will, excuse me, I will be renaming this one and I will make something like Excel reader, so that what I will do, I can change this one here. Let's make a utility package actually here, Python package. So in this utility we will be keeping all of our reader, I mean any utility or any common methods that we want to use, like if you want to write some JSON specific libraries or else XML related reading, all these things you can keep it under this. Okay, so I will be creating a new file and I will give as Excel reader. That is why I renamed our previous file actually. Now in this, I am going to write the utility method that I need. Now just think about this utility. Now what and all things we need actually for this. Let me first import the OpenPyXL. Okay, this is the minimum requirement, right? Now let me write the methods that I'm going to implement. One is I want to load that particular Excel. That is the first thing, right? Now whenever somebody want to use or want to fetch the data from an Excel sheet, what are the things they need actually? First thing is that the file path where the Excel sheet is present. Second thing is that which sheet they want to take the data. These are the two things. At this moment I'm not going to write anything on that. Let's first identify the methods that we are going to implement here. Second method is get cell data. Now get cell data means it's basically getting the data from a specific cells. Specific cell means row number and column number. These are the two things are enough actually. Now you might ask, what about the file? How does this get cell data knows that which file and which sheet I want to get the data? I will let you know that in a moment. Just keep that as it is. Now another method would be like, while we were learning about this Excel reader, we were talking about it's not only that you want to get the details from a specific cell. There might be instances where you want to fetch multiple rows actually, and that's how we learned about this concept. Least how to fetch the data from Excel sheet as a tuple actually. Now, the one which we learned in our previous session, we want to apply that into real time. So I want to fetch this entire data. So this entire data I want to fetch as a tuple actually, so that I can take to my Excel sheet, I mean to my test case, and then I can play with this data. Fine. Now what I am going to do here in this Excel reader, I will be creating a method. Maybe I will say get data, edge, I will say list of tuples, some name I'm giving. So these are the methods actually I'm going to use it. Now in this case, I don't want any row and column because it is basically to fetch entire seed data. Okay, fine. There are some more methods you can even implement actually at this moment. For our current scenario, I'm just writing all these things, but you can even say get max rows. Okay, you can do like this. You can even get the data based on what you call get max column. You can write anything actually, get max columns. So all these things you can write your own way, but at this moment I'm not going to implement this one. You can take it as a task. Now here, what is the first thing? I can directly copy paste these details, whichever we took from here. And where is my Excel reader? Okay. Now WB equal to OpenPy Excel, and here instead of this, can I mention file path? Okay, because it has to be dynamic, right? I don't want to make it hard code because different test cases might need different Excel sheet data. So at that time, on the fly, you can dynamically provide which Excel sheet file you want to fetch the data. Fine. Now sheet. Now again the same thing here. I don't want to take any hard coded sheet. I will be taking this sheet which the user is sending in this method. Fine. Now I said that I want to utilize the same WB and SH variable or object into these things. How do I use it? Because these variables are very much specific to this particular method, right? Now the scope is along this method itself only. How do I access this variable across my what do you call file, this py file? So there is a concept actually in Python. I can make it as global actually. So I will say global WB, the same thing I will say global sh. I can create two variables. Even I can say wb comma sh. Fine. Now when I'm making it as global means these variables I can use it across anywhere in my file actually. I mean across this file, or any methods can access this one. Fine. Now here get cell data. What I will do, return, because I'm going to return something, right? Sh, the value which I'm getting here, dot, I will say cell. And the, I mean, one of the what do you call restrictions in Python is that if I put dot, I might not be able to get all the options. That is one of the things. So you have to remember like what and all methods are available based on this sheet. And I think it's not a big deal. For first or second time you might face some challenges, but then as you code actually you will come to know those things. So here I will be accepting the row number that I'm getting from as a parameter, as simple as that. Now dot value, don't forget to make it dot value. Now whenever you call this method from any of your test case, you will be getting the data directly. Fine. Now the same thing here, what I'm going to do now, this is bit what you call tricky, right? Because we cannot just make it sh.cell. For this actually we already learned about this. If you're not sure about what are the, I mean how did we do these things, you can just watch my previous video. In that we have extensively discussed about these things. Now in this case I'm going to change a bit actually. Like instead of iter rows I will be using this index concept. I will let you know why I'm doing that. The thing is that if you see this excel sheet here, oops, this excel sheet, I don't want this value actually. This is just a header for our understanding purpose. If somebody want to see this excel sheet, they will understand what is this test data is all about. But in real time when you want to fetch the data, I don't have anything option item name and price as a element on my application, right? So I want to avoid this one. So that's why it means that the first row I want to skip it. So what I am going to do, if I want to do it index wise, then instead of a zeroth index I will be starting from 1 actually. Due to that reason I am taking. So here what I will do, I will change a bit. So as compared to our previous way, it is exactly same only, but in a way it is different. Let's first understand that. So I will make it as index because I told it is index wise, and instead of this I will put a range. Even we have discussed the same thing in our previous session. Okay, and here I'm going to do sh under max underscore row. Okay, yeah. Now here what I'm going to do, once I got this range here, what I will be doing here, now in this cell I will do like this, sh of, I will say I plus 1. Because see, always sh means this is the first row. I want to take it from second row. That's why I'm making shi plus 1. So for the first loop, I will be value will be 1, right? But I'm fetching the data 1 plus 1. It means that sh of 2. sh of 2 means second row. From second row onwards, it will go till the number of rows. That's why I'm not making it as plus 1 here. Okay, fine. Now here what I'm going to do, seed cells is not there, right? So I will create sheet underscore cells and I will make it as empty list here. So shi plus 1, and here cell dot value as usual I'm taking. Now instead of printing this one, I will return this one so that I can play with this data whenever I will call this particular method. As simple as that. I just changed from iter rows to the indexing. Fine. Okay, so my utility method is ready, and then my, what do you call, the select statement is ready. The only thing is that I want to implement the test case actually. Now what is the scenario? Just to recap, let me go to the application. Based on, so I will be logging in, and based on this selection I'm going to check whether the first item is as per the excel sheet or not. Okay, fine. Now let's see, let's go to this test case, test underscore home page, and here I'm going to write all the details about that. Fine. Now here I told you that, oops, what happened? Okay, so here first thing is that I want to fetch the excel sheet value, right? As a tuple I want to get it. So what I will do, I will be using this excel reader. Okay, excel reader dot, definitely it will throw me error because I have to import this one. You can see it is giving me directly, you can see it imported this one from source pom dot utility, it is imported. Now I can use any of the method inside this excel reader. Now I will say load excel sheet. Now you see why I was making that dynamic. So here I'm going to give the test underscore data dot xlsx. See, that is what benefit of not hard coding inside this utility method, because this test case you might need this test data dot xls, maybe another test case you might need another excel sheet. So and then you might need another sheet actually as a data source. That's why I'm making it as dynamic actually. So here I'm going to give this is the required sheet. Now once I am doing this one load excel, what happens exactly? If I go to this implementation, you will see whenever I'm sending all these things, this wd wb and sh is already set actually, that one. Then what I can do, I can use any of the methods actually, so that each method I don't want to load again and again. That is what one of the beauty of making this load excel. Just with one line I can use, in this particular test case I can use anything. Now for the next test case, if you want, again load that excel sheet and then you continue whatever it is there. So it means that load the Excel sheet once, but you can utilize any of the method of this Excel reader as many times as you need. Now I want to fetch the data, right? Excel reader dot get data as tuples actually. Now you see here, I don't want to give the sheet name, rows, columns or anything, because I already said that the sheet that I want is this particular sheet. Fine. Now once I'm making this is basically returning a tuple, right? So can I say like this data equal to, now automatically this particular method will assign the entire data into this data variable. Now if I print this, just to show you guys, let me print this one and then I will just make it. And let's do one thing, I will be making this one as pytest dot mark dot skip. I'm just skipping this one. Okay, so if I skip, you can see this entire test case. And for time being, let me even make this also is, because I don't want to log in, I just want to show you whether our utility methods are really working fine or not. That is what I'm going to show you guys. So for this, let me run this particular test case. So for this, what I will do, um, let me go out of this. I am in source folder, right? So here I will say pytest -sv, and then if I'm source means pom underscore test, and in this test underscore home page dot py. Let's see if it runs successfully or not. Okay, it won't log in actually, it will just launch this browser. Let's see, it is throwing some error. Oh, you know what, it is the same problem which we have got in our previous session as well, because we have to provide the complete path of this particular file. Where is that? Maybe I will be just giving the entire file path, and then let's run this. Fine, I think it printed. Yes, you can see it printed properly. And as you can see, it is not considering the first row where we were given the column headers. That is what the beauty of making this particular utility method and making it range as shi plus 1. Now I can take this data and play with the application or verify against the application. See, first thing is that I need to take from this tuple, I need to take this first data and then select in the application, select in this drop down. It is very easy from now onwards. Let me just show you real quick. And I don't want to print this one as well, let's keep it. And let's remove the comment. Now it will log in, it will fetch the data. Now the next thing is that what it will be going to do, I need to loop it actually, this data whichever I got. So can I say like this, for item in data. Okay, and here what I will be doing, I will be like selecting a particular value. Selecting means from this tuple, see, this is my tuple, right, which I got it. From this I want to fetch this first value, name A to G. Now what I will do, name A to G means it is item of index 0 actually. Item of index 0 means it is coming this first value. In this looping, each section is one loop actually, one iteration. In this iteration, name A to G is my option. Now this value I will be sending to select an item. Now to select an item, what I'm going to do, self dot homepage, because that's where actually we have mentioned our what you call select item, right? Inside this I will be just sending this value. Now this is nothing but my visibility text, visible text. You can see the first option is name A to G. That is what I'm selecting. Once it is selected, what I'm going to do, I want to verify the first item name and then the first price against my Excel sheet. Excel sheet means these two values. This is item of 1, this is item of 2. You can see here, this is item of 1, item of 2. As simple as that. So can I write like this here? I'll make some time dot sleep and then maybe just make 1 second, and then here I will short, because that is what for we are doing this test cases, right? I will say home page dot, I will say get first item. uh, let's do one thing, let's create one more oops, not this test, in the home page. See, we have created these values, right? First item name, first item price. Let's make a method. Actually, this is just a by locator only, but we have to get the text. Actually, this is the element by locator. So element driver dot find element by this locator dot get text will give me the actual text. That is what I'm going to do here. This one actually we missed at the beginning. So I will go here, I'll create a def, and here I will say get first item name. I will make it like this. So it will identify that element, and also it will fetch the text of that. Two things it will be doing. Okay. Now here what I will be doing, I will say self dot, and I will say get text. There is already a method we have written in our base page. What I need to send? Just the by locator only. What is my by locator? Is the first item name. This is my by locator. You can see this is my first item name. Okay, and this one I'm going to return actually. So whenever I will be calling this first get first item name, it will go identify the element and then get the text out of that, which we will be verifying against our Excel sheet value. Now here, like how we are giving name, I will be taking the price as well. Now you can see I can directly read like this. Where is the assert statement I was doing? Now here I will say dot get first item price. You can see. Now see, I don't want to do anything actually. As simple as that we have to do here. Now against what I'm going to do this one? Against what item? Now here I will say equal to item of 1. Fine. Item of 1 means which one? See, get item first. This is actually name. Now this name I want to fetch. This name is nothing but from application. Wherever I'm saying homepage dot get first item name, it will be fetching this text actually. Okay, against what? Against my Excel sheet. Against my Excel sheet, you can see the names are same. Okay, the names are same, but this is manually I'm looking into that, right? That is what I'm automating here. Item 1 means this is the second tuple value. Now the same thing quickly, let me put another assert statement. Let me copy paste real quick, and in this case instead of name I will say price. But here is one trick actually. For this price, if you see this one item of 2, if I make directly, you will see this is 29.99, which is a float value. We need to convert that into a string, because this always gives me a string only wherever I'm fetching from the application. So can I write like this string of, I have to concatenate, because this assert statements whenever you're writing, this left side and right side data types should be same actually. And another thing, if you see, I did not put the dollar actually here. In the application, if you see, there is a dollar actually. So you can just put a contain, or else just to make avoid the confusion, I can append every time this one, or else in the Excel sheet itself you can write like a dollar, like that only, and this dollar I have to put it inside a quote so that it will be considered as a string. Okay, fine, and let's just make some time here. Wait of 2 seconds so that you can see it is selecting that option actually. Fine. Now see, only with this one for loop we are basically identifying. If I go to this application, it will first go to this particular name, verify this text and this value against my Excel sheet. It will go to the next item, next item, next item, like that. It will do everything and then it will finish my job. Even I can give some weight. I mean, I'm not doing any weight here. I mean, a kind of WebDriver weight. That's why I'm just mentioning one, but always try to avoid actually this, what do you call, hard weights. This is just for demo. That's why I'm making it. Fine. Let's run this real quick. And we have skipped already this one. So we will be only checking this particular test case only. So I will go and run the same test. Let's see where the issue is coming. So it logged in, it came till here. I think this select item is not working properly. Let's see that. This is our sort selector. Let's see what is the problem. Oh, you know what? This has to be the class name actually. I forgot to put a dot here. Let me rerun this. Okay, as you can see, slowly it selected all the items. I mean, in this loop, even we have seen that. That's why I've given this weight so that you can see the drop down is keep changing, and then the data is reflecting each one, and then it is verifying against each of the values. Now here you can see we are not making any of the hard code actually. I mean, anybody those who looks into this code, they will understand that this is we are fetching the data, and against the application we are kind of verifying our details. So that is the way you can perform the taking the data from Excel sheet, and you can verify against your application. There are a lot of different ways actually. Like one of the way I could think of where you could try like this, all these items, like whatever these items are there, item name and then the price, all these things you create in an Excel sheet. Okay, like first column will be all the names of these items, second column would be all the prices. Now what you can do, fetch all this data actually, like all these things from the application as a tuple. Now from application you take the details as a tuple into the Excel sheet. You will have your data as like two columns. Now from Excel sheet you drag, you fetch the item as tuples. Now these two tuples as a expected and actual, you can compare these two to make sure that your application is having proper data or not. So that is one of the thing you can use the Excel sheet to verify your application. Fine. Okay, that's pretty much it for today. So hope this session helps to create an page object framework and utilize the Excel sheet as test data. So do subscribe to this YouTube channel and share with your friends if find useful. Thank you for watching.